Do you know what really makes my day? The autistic screeching of an ex-Gawker property called Gizmodo. Now, this is a Gizmodo article about PewDiePie, as you can see, and it's written by one Brian Menegas. Now, I've had a run-in with Brian Menegas before, because they've written about me previously, when the people who were not affiliated with Black Lives Matter decided to capture, torture, and scream insults, racial insults, at a disabled man, a mentally handicapped man. I was accused of having said that they were part of Black Lives Matter, when in fact I had done a live stream the previous day saying that I specifically didn't. But here we go. Following the lead were likes of Paul Joseph Watson, Sargon of Akkad, and again claiming that I'm alt-right. But I hadn't done this. And I tweeted the guy to say, hey look, here's a live stream of me in the first minute and a half saying I don't believe these are connected to Black Lives Matter because we don't have any proof they're connected to Black Lives Matter. And he refused to update it, at least with any information that might have been relevant. I wonder why. I mean, why would you do that? Literally claim that I had said that this was a Black Lives Matter hate crime when I actually hadn't. But anyway, other wonderful contributions from Brian Menegas include Snow Monkey Fucks Deer and autistic screeching at the FBI for failing to kill everyone in Gamergate. Anyway, as you can see, I'm a big fan of his work. So, it's been a rough week for PewDiePie. I'm just going to skip past the drama, as you probably know that, and if you don't, you can find it somewhere else. Right, yeah, demoting him to standard advertising revenue. YouTube has cancelled the next season of Scared PewDiePie. Yes. Right, so it's difficult to say what responsibility Shellberg. Look, if you want an SH at the beginning of your name, you can just put SH there. Don't put KJ, for fuck's sake. Norway, I'm looking at you, and Sweden. Shellberg has to the massive and unprecedented audience he's worked to accrue. Though fellow comedians on the platform like Klein seem to think this instance isn't particularly damning, quote, context matters, he barks at the same vlog defending Felix, before claiming he didn't even read the journal's coverage due to its website's paywall. Maybe that's a joke too, it's getting hard to tell these days. Yeah, I don't think it's actually behind a paywall, but maybe, I think what they have is like you get a certain number of free articles a month. What he could have done is just put it into archive.is, and that would have saved the article, and he wouldn't have had to worry about the paywall. But anyway. Klein is right to disagree. Klein is right to a degree. The context of Shellberg's jokes were well addressed by the Journal. Yeah, they were, except for the headline and the overwhelming implication that jokes aren't acceptable when they are. And this kind of cascade of articles, I can see why it would spook Disney. I can see why it would spook these people, even though they know that PewDiePie is a controversial YouTuber, he says a lot of things, and he is a comedian, and comedians should be expected to make controversial jokes. But anyway, for instance, one such claim of Nazi imagery, where clips of a Hitler speech were played while Felix donned military garb, was meant to satirize YouTube's controversial new moderation protocols. But in the context of internet history, it's baffling to think that this could be anything other than an appeal to the most unoriginal of trolls. No, it's not an appeal to anyone. It's satirizing YouTube, saying they're a bunch of fucking Nazis, authoritarians who are hyper-controlling about stuff. This is it. Using Fiverr to pay strangers, yeah, okay. Right. Back in 2011, the tenor of such jokes was simple. Mess with a major brand by making something deeply offensive, highly visible on their website. Yes, and it's still funny because apparently it still works. Or at least, that was the smokescreen used by those who genuinely believe statements like this about Hitler. Yes, I'm sure that that's true as well. What you should really do, though, is remember that there isn't an equivalence between these groups of people. The number of people who find highly offensive jokes on a major corporate website fucking amusing is in undoubtedly the millions. The number of people who literally worship Hitler is probably in the dozens. So, they're not comparable. Comedy and jokes are not real, Keemstar shouted in his own video defending Felix. But as the internet as a whole became more politicized and quasi-fascist candidates Jesus, take increasingly high offices around the world. I mean, Wilders, however you pronounce his name, he's the closest. Claiming jokes like the ones Shellberg Shellberg made are just jokes as a hollow defense, reminiscent of the "it's just a prank, bro" argument made by YouTubers who are exposing their genitals to strangers for views. Yes, but exposing your genitals to strangers is a crime. Making a joke about Jews or Hitler is not a crime, at least outside of Germany and probably Austria. This is the difference. Again, there is no equivalence here. But this is why you're like, well, this is hollow. It just sounds, it's reminiscent of the "it's just a prank, bro." Well, it is. No one was hurt. Nothing happened. Where are the victims? What are you going to do? Are you going to point to the Jews and say that they are victims of PewDiePie's joke? Because I think your average Jews going to be like, what the fuck are you talking about? I mean, should we ask some? Should we ask, like, Isaac Cohen or Ben Shapiro or like, just anyone? We'll just tweet out a bunch of Jews and say, hi, yeah, this guy made a joke about Hitler. I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much did it ruin your day? What are we even asking them? So, yeah, okay, let's imagine they were like, yeah, 10 out of 10, my day was fucked. I literally felt like it was the second Holocaust. You'd be like, okay, but it wasn't, was it? And you were just offended. So what now? It's nothing. It's nothing. Nothing is coming of this. But unbelievably, this nothing has cost him millions of dollars. It's a bit unfair, don't you think? Of course, you don't care because you're fighting a culture war and, you've got misrepresentations to keep up with. But if it was you, imagine if PewDiePie had done this to you. Do you not think you'd be a bit pissed off? You'd be like, well, no, look, these are, like, for example, when you're tweeting out, like, hashtag kill all white people or something. I don't actually know if Brian Menges does this. But we know that there are plenty of progressives who do this. I mean, isn't that an issue? it's just, I guess, if you didn't have double standards, right? So, PewDiePie said, someone pointed to my videos, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not going to go through that. Even the normally combative Philip DeFranco, is he normally combative? I always thought he was really moderate. Said in the vlog today that while I don't support Felix getting kicked off these things, I also understand why the company would do this. Well, I understand why they would do it as well. They were afraid. They were afraid of being smeared as Hitler worshippers or something. And given Walt Disney, you can kind of understand why Disney would be sensitive to such a thing. And maybe PewDiePie was deliberately self-sabotaging for the laughs, for the lols, for the keks. Maybe he was busy fucking milking that lol cow because he's already a multi-millionaire, and maybe he doesn't give a shit. As summarised in a particularly tepid response to the situation, vlogger and CNN employee Casey Neistat. I've heard of this guy. He looks like some sort of trog. You can say whatever you want, but at times there will be consequences for it. Yeah, sure, that's true. The consequence for Felix is that his formerly unstoppable online brand has become toxic overnight. Has it, though? Has it? Let me just get his social blade out. I'm going to have to see how he's doing. Doesn't look that toxic to me. I'll put that more central. I mean, for example, today he gained 36,000 subscribers. Yesterday he gained 34,000 subscribers. In fact, I don't know what happened on Friday or Saturday. Maybe that was when he did it. But his numbers seem to be fine. His channel seems to be growing remarkably. He gets 125 million views a month. He gets 4 million views a day. I don't think he's having a problem. And I don't think he's going to continue having a problem. I mean, maybe that's just me. Right, okay, no, not Snow Monkey Fucks Deer. Great reporting though, Brian. I mean, I'll look at that afterwards. I love this. The consequence for Felix is, the great consequence is now that no matter how vehemently Shellberg denies it, Nazis believe the biggest star on the biggest video platform on the planet is a Nazi too. They don't actually think he's a Nazi. They don't actually think he's a Nazi, you fucking idiot. But I missed out the bit where he talks about me. Again. So, 4chan rigging of online polls, contests to spread shock humour or hate speech has led to Mountain Dew and Frito-Lay having to veto potential crowdsourced flavours called Hitler Did Nothing Wrong, an old joke, it is an old joke, and various other things. So, where the fuck? Here we go. So, regardless of intent, 4chan and a variety of white supremacist national socialist sites took Shellberg's attempts at humour as a dog whistle. Oh, they knew it was a joke. Believe it or not, they're not actually as stupid as you are. Members of 4chan's infamous poll board and neo-Nazi site The Daily Stormer declared PewDiePie a fellow traveller of sorts. Of course they will. I mean, it's literally like feminists claiming claiming celebrities. When a celebrity says something, well, yeah, I agree in equality, they frothing at the mouth, leap and go, fuck, you're a feminist, spunking all over their face, and they're just like, oh, whoa, calm down. I'm now covered in your disgusting ideology. No, I'm an egalitarian, go away. And then the pack comes out, isn't it? But anyway, so in the days since his fall from grace, YouTube personalities popular in the so-called alt-right. Oh, I honestly didn't think you were going to call me alt-right again. And again, I'm not really popular in the alt-right. There are just a lot of people floating around and nobody has a good classification for them. Have made videos on the matter. With Sargon of Akkad claiming Schellberg did nothing wrong, a dull allusion to the earlier Hitler jokes. Well, yeah, but that's not my hashtag, and that's what it was called. Hashtag PewDiePie did nothing wrong. I didn't start it. It was there already. Although, now that I think about it, I would have called it that just because that's funny. And Styx Hexenhammer 666 claiming PewDiePie had taken up the alt-right mantle as a business strategy. I haven't actually seen his video on this yet, which is unusual. Normally I do watch his videos. I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think he's using provocative humour just to piss people off. And I'll show you why I think that. Sorry, I know these videos are terrible, but this has just occurred to me as an idea. So I'm just going to find a screenshot of something. Right, okay, here we go. So this chap tweeted this at me. Pew's pinned this one comment on one of his recent videos. He knows exactly what he's doing, and the comment is, I've learned to like this channel again. The way he trolls all the media and everyone to take and everyone takes everything he says so seriously and is just so amusing. This is the entertaining content at its best, and is something you can only basically do because the amount of publicity you have. With 11,000, nearly 12,000 upvotes. As in, PewDiePie knows he is trolling the media. He knows he's trolling the establishment, and that's, I think, because he has had to repeatedly give the establishment dressings down when they have been abusing their content creators or their audiences. He has been in defense of the voiceless people, and that's honestly to his credit. And I'm not surprised that places like Gizmodo would be on the attack. And I'm not surprised that they'd... I do love the way he's popular with these so-called alt-right. Now they're not even like the thing they claim to be. But, I mean, again, you have assigned this to people, and you don't know anything about these people. I mean, you'd probably call Styx Hexenhammer alt-right as well, but he's not. So it's one of those things where it's people talking about these subjects, and you're ascribing their motives for them, without actually asking them their motives, and when they tell you, you say, you know what, fuck you, I'm not changing it. I can't believe that... The thing is, right... All you're saying is, this is bullshit. I don't agree. Don't agree. Well, why don't you agree? I just... Jokes are important. But what? What are you actually arguing? What are you arguing? It's fucking jokes. Where are the victims? What's happening to you? What do you think you're getting? I mean, you're conceding many points, and you're not really making a cogent argument. And I hate to say that, but I think that your Stone Monkey fucks deer article is actually better journalism. I mean, you've actually got actual information in here.